The mysterious and very picturesque country, located between India and China, was closed to tourists until 1974. Today, anyone can visit Bhutan, but you need to go through a lot of formalities and have a considerable amount of money. Despite the opening of the borders, the king protects his state from the flow of tourists in every possible way. No internet and television. Until 1999, Bhutan had officially banned television and the internet. Recognizing the inevitability of modern technology's influence, the King of Bhutan decided to grant access to these advancements for the people. Consequently, Bhutan became the last country in the world to introduce television. Bhutan's approach to adopting modern technology was unique, blending it with their rich cultural heritage. When television and the internet were finally permitted in 1999, the Bhutanese government regulated content to ensure it aligned with the nation's values, particularly the philosophy of gross national happiness, which prioritizes well-being over economic growth. Unlike many countries that embraced unrestricted media, Bhutan initially limited foreign channels and promoted local programming to preserve its cultural identity. This careful integration of technology demonstrates Bhutan's effort to balance modernization with its deep-rooted spiritual and cultural traditions. Ministry of Happiness. In order to take care of the spiritual world of each resident, the Commission for General National Happiness was created in the country in 2008. Even in the census questionnaire, there is a special column in which you need to indicate how satisfied you are with everything in life. But that's not all. There is a Ministry of Happiness here, and in general, the concept of happiness is at the forefront of national policy. By the way, the concept of gross domestic product in Bhutan has been replaced by the concept of gross national happiness. That is, the quality of life here is determined by the balance between material and spiritual values. In addition to the Ministry of Happiness and the unique measurement of gross national happiness, Bhutan takes a holistic approach to governance, ensuring that every policy prioritizes the well-being of its people and the environment. Education and healthcare are free, with a strong emphasis on preserving cultural heritage and promoting mental well-being. The country is also committed to environmental conservation, with over 70% of its land covered by forests, making it one of the world's few carbon-negative countries. These efforts are part of Bhutan's broader vision to create a society where progress is measured not by wealth alone, but by the overall happiness and harmony of its citizens. There are no people living on the streets in Bhutan. If a person loses their home, they just need to turn to the king. He is the one who allocates land on which they can build a house and engage in agriculture. Now it becomes a little clearer why the Bhutanese consider themselves lucky people. In addition to providing land to those in need, Bhutan's approach to homelessness reflects its commitment to gross national happiness, a unique philosophy prioritizing the well-being of its citizens over mere economic growth. The government emphasizes free healthcare, education, and social welfare, ensuring that even the most vulnerable are cared for. Moreover, communities in Bhutan play a significant role in supporting each other. If someone falls on hard times, neighbors often come together to help rebuild homes or provide temporary shelter. This deeply ingrained sense of collective responsibility, combined with government support, creates a safety net that virtually eliminates the need for anyone to live on the streets. Free medicine. Every resident of the country has the right to free medical care. Interestingly, both traditional and classical medicine are practiced in Bhutan, and the patient can choose the method of treatment himself. In addition to offering free medical care to all residents, Bhutan places a significant emphasis on preventive health care, integrating wellness and spiritual balance into its medical system. The government actively promotes healthy living through public health initiatives including vaccination programs, nutrition education, and sanitation campaigns. Interestingly, traditional Bhutanese medicine known as Sowa Rigpa blends herbal remedies with Buddhist principles, focusing on restoring balance in the body, mind, and spirit. Hospitals and clinics often have both modern doctors and traditional healers, allowing patients to benefit from a holistic approach to health. Furthermore, Bhutan's unique healthcare system reflects its commitment to gross national happiness, prioritizing the well-being of its citizens over purely economic growth. National dress code. The people of Bhutan wear traditional clothing. Men wear knee-length shirts, while women wear long dresses. The status and social status of a person determine the color of the scarf, which is tied over the left shoulder. Ordinary citizens wear white scarves, while nobles and monks wear yellow ones. In addition to the traditional clothing and scarf system, the intricate patterns and fabrics used in Bhutanese attire hold significant cultural value. Men's knee-length robes, known as go, are secured at the waist with a belt called a kara, creating a pocket-like pouch at the front, which is often used to carry small items. Women wear the kira, a long rectangular piece of cloth wrapped around the body and fastened with elegant brooches known as koma. The colors and patterns of the fabrics are often hand-woven, with certain designs reserved for special occasions, festivals, or religious ceremonies. Bhutanese people take great pride in wearing these traditional clothes, as it is not only a symbol of national identity, but also a requirement in schools, government offices, and during formal events, emphasizing the country's deep-rooted respect for its heritage. Smoking ban. The King of Bhutan has passed a law banning the cultivation, harvesting, and distribution of tobacco throughout the country. It is impossible to buy tobacco here. Tourists who manage to obtain all the documents to visit Bhutan must pay a large duty to import cigarettes. In addition to the strict tobacco regulations, Bhutan's smoking ban is rooted in the country's unique cultural and spiritual values. Smoking is considered harmful not just to individuals but also to the community and environment, aligning with Bhutan's philosophy of gross national happiness, which prioritizes well-being over material wealth. The law also imposes heavy fines on those caught selling or using tobacco products illegally, and designated smoking areas are rare, even in tourist accommodations. Moreover, public health campaigns promote traditional Bhutanese herbal remedies and wellness practices as alternatives to harmful habits, further reinforcing the country's commitment to a tobacco-free society. Respect for animals and nature. The country is very concerned about the environment and flora. Particular attention is paid to planting trees. By the way, in 2015, a world record was set in Bhutan, when residents planted 50,000 trees in just 1 hour. In addition to its impressive tree planting efforts, Bhutan's environmental commitment is deeply rooted in its unique philosophy of gross national happiness, which emphasizes the well-being of both people and nature over mere economic growth. Bhutan is the only carbon-negative country in the world, meaning it absorbs more carbon dioxide than it emits, thanks to its dense forest covering over 70% of the country's land. The government enforces strict environmental regulations, such as banning single-use plastics and ensuring that at least 60% of the country remains forested at all times. Moreover, Bhutan promotes organic farming and has set a goal to become the first fully organic country, reducing the use of harmful pesticides and preserving the health of its soil and water. This holistic approach makes Bhutan a global model for sustainable development and ecological preservation. Kitchen features. The vast majority of Bhutanese are Buddhists, and since this religion teaches respect for all animals, vegetarianism is widespread in the country. The basis of all dishes here is rice. Moreover, regular rice cannot grow in the conditions of mountain peaks. The Bhutanese grow red rice, which is very hard and has a specific taste. Special attention is paid to the tea ceremony. Bhutanese drink black or green tea with the addition of salt, a pinch of pepper, and a spoonful of butter. In addition to rice, another staple in Bhutanese cuisine is chili peppers, which are not merely used as a spice but considered a vegetable and an essential part of every meal. One of the most famous dishes is imadachi, a spicy stew made from chilies and local cheese, often referred to as Bhutan's national dish. Bhutanese meals also include a variety of vegetables such as potatoes, spinach, and mushrooms, often prepared with generous amounts of cheese and butter. Fermented foods like zoedo, which is fermented cheese, and ize, a chili-based condiment, add unique flavors to the local fare. Despite the widespread vegetarianism, some Bhutanese do consume yak or pork meat, especially in regions where farming is less feasible, and dairy products such as yak butter and cheese are crucial sources of nutrition in high-altitude areas. Difficult tourism. The king has opened the borders to tourists, but does not allow them to flood the country. You can only enter Bhutan as part of a tour group. All documents and visas are handled by a single company appointed by the state. To obtain permission to enter, you must pay all expenses in advance: flight, hotel, fees and commissions, tour operator and guide services, visa and insurance. Traveling around the country is only possible on transfers provided by the tour operator and only with guides. You won't be able to go for a walk on your own. The Bhutanese tour operator offers various programs for everyone. One day of the program costs an average of $250. There is only one airline in the country which carries out all transportation. The prices for hotel rooms are set by the state. In fairness, it should be noted that there are both modest hotels and comfortable 5-star spa hotels. Traditions of inheritance of property. Women in Bhutan are honored and respected. One of the most striking examples of this is the topic of inheritance. All property here goes not to the son but to the eldest daughter. Usually this is a house, cattle, and a plot of land. In addition to inheritance customs favoring daughters, women in Bhutan often play a central role in family and community life, ensuring the continuity of cultural traditions. This matrilineal system is not only a means of wealth transfer but also a way to strengthen women's positions in society. Unlike patriarchal norms seen in many other countries, this practice ensures that women have economic security and autonomy, which contributes to their high social status. Moreover, the youngest daughter traditionally stays in the family home to care for aging parents, further emphasizing the importance of women in maintaining familial bonds and social harmony. These customs foster a culture where women are both guardians of property and key decision-makers in household affairs, underscoring Bhutan's unique approach to gender roles. Ecology is most important. Nowadays, the whole world is crazy about products labeled as bio. In Bhutan, this is not a problem. The import of chemical fertilizers is strictly prohibited, as is their use. Therefore, all products grown in the country are natural. In addition to being the world's first and only carbon-negative country, Bhutan has taken impressive steps to preserve its pristine environment by constitutionally mandating that at least 60% of its land must remain forested at all times. This ensures that the nation continues to act as a significant carbon sink, absorbing more carbon dioxide than it emits. Furthermore, Bhutan relies heavily on hydroelectric power, which supplies clean energy both domestically and for export to neighboring countries. The government also promotes sustainable farming techniques, supports local farmers through eco-friendly initiatives, and encourages the use of traditional farming methods that have minimal impact on the environment. This holistic approach to environmental conservation has made Bhutan a global example of sustainable living. Wedding traditions. In Bhutan, marriages with foreigners are prohibited. The king makes great efforts to preserve the identity and isolation from the rest of the world. During the ceremony, which is conducted by monks, mantras are recited. It is believed that this allows the newlyweds to become spiritually one. An offering of a cup of liquor is also made to the gods. After this, the bride and groom must drink from the cup. Only after all the purification rituals can the couple be considered a family. By the way, most often the husband comes to live in the wife's house, and only when he earns enough money, they can move to a separate home. Another interesting aspect of Bhutanese weddings is that marriage is seen not only as a union between two individuals, but also as a union of families and even entire communities. The ceremony is deeply rooted in Buddhist beliefs, with monks playing a central role in guiding the couple towards a harmonious life together. Traditional attire worn by the bride and groom, known as kira and go respectively, is made of intricate hand-woven fabrics, reflecting the vibrant culture of Bhutan. Additionally, offerings of food, butter lamps, and incense are made to ensure blessings for prosperity and happiness. It's also common for the families of the couple to exchange gifts, symbolizing goodwill and the merging of two households. Despite the simplicity of the rituals, there is a profound emphasis on spiritual connection, harmony, and respect for tradition. Road situation. There is not a single traffic light in the capital of Bhutan. This is not a problem and does not interfere with public order. And the signs are painted and signed by hand. In addition to the absence of traffic lights in Bhutan's capital, Thimphu, the city relies on traffic police officers who stand at key intersections and use precise hand gestures to direct vehicles. Interestingly, these officers are known for their graceful, almost choreographed movements, which have become a unique spectacle for tourists. Despite the lack of automated signals, traffic flows smoothly, reflecting the country's deeply rooted values of patience and mutual respect. The hand-painted road signs add a personal touch, highlighting Bhutan's emphasis on maintaining traditional craftsmanship even in modern infrastructure. Furthermore, Bhutan's low vehicle density and strict regulations on car imports help prevent congestion, ensuring that the absence of traffic lights doesn't lead to chaos. Gingerbread houses. The Bhutanese love to paint their homes. These are mostly images of birds and animals, as well as various ornaments. It must be said that it looks really colorful and festive. A traditional house is a small building with 3 floors. The first level is usually reserved for a barn for livestock, the second is occupied by living rooms, and the third is used for drying and storing hay. Despite the huge number of prohibitions and strict rules, happy and smiling people live in Bhutan. Tourists are becoming increasingly curious to visit this mysterious and so isolated country, despite all the strange rules and customs. In addition to their vibrant homes and unique architecture, Bhutanese houses often incorporate intricate wood carvings and beautifully painted window frames, showcasing the country's rich artistic heritage. These decorative elements are not only an expression of creativity, but also carry symbolic meaning, often intended to bring good fortune and ward off evil spirits. Many homes feature traditional prayer flags fluttering in the wind, representing peace and compassion. Furthermore, houses are typically built using locally sourced materials like stone, mud, and wood, ensuring they blend harmoniously with the surrounding environment. This commitment to preserving cultural identity and ecological balance is a hallmark of Bhutanese life, making their villages both picturesque and culturally significant. Bhutan is a unique blend of tradition, happiness, and stunning nature. Despite its strict rules, it remains a fascinating destination worth exploring. Would you visit this mystical land? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more adventures. Thanks for watching.